What is up, you guys? It's your boy Luis Torres, and today we're going to try out the Diezel Herbert, which just came back from its West Coast tour, and we're going to be trying out both channels and running it out of my Electro Harmonics 44 Magnum, because some of you guys still aren't convinced that a power amp pedal is worth your time. Let's plug this guy in. All right, guys, so the Diezel actually has two channels where you run one with the mid-cut volume that it has, and then the other one is the master volume. So we're actually going to try both. Now we're using the mid-cut master, so that to me is the best channel. We'll go between the two so you can hear the difference. There's subtle differences between the two. That's why there are two stomps on there, and then the stomp on the right, you can actually go ahead and mute it if you wanted to. So this is just the master mid-cut, or mid-cut master. Then there's mid-cut intensity, and that to me is the reason why you would get this pedal, is so you can use that option, and I'll swing that so you can hear the difference. So that's the channel that I predominantly use, which is the mid-cut, or using the mid-cut master. We'll switch over to the second master volume so you can hear the differences in that. And you'll always have access to the treble, mid, and bass, along with what they have at the bottom is the presence and a deep option. And that one, that's basically resonance, so... All right, so let's switch over. So the way I actually think when I'm using the Diezel Herbert is, if I'm using the midpoint, the mid-cut volume master, then I'm just using the pedal with a power amp. Now, if I'm using the master volume, that's when I'm actually going to be using some other pedal to kind of color its tone. So channel 1, which I'll just call the mid-cut master, that you use by itself. That's why I love the Diezel Herbert. Now, if you want to use the Diezel Herbert as a preamp and then go ahead and utilize, a pedal like the High Wind Dire Wolf, there's so many of these different pedals that you can go ahead and use to color your tone. That's when you would use the master volume on the right side, which I think and call channel 2. But they're both absolutely amazing. And you definitely can't tell the huge difference with the Electro Harmonix 44 Magnum, but that thing is loud. And I'm just using my Marshall 212, which is the 1936 model, and that is loaded with Celestion V30s in that. So I've been calling the regular master. It's actually normal master and then mid-cut master. So you're always predominantly going to use these two. And then this one, the normal master, is what you use when you go ahead and want to use a pedal with it. But now that this guy is back, she's not going anywhere. Guy, right? I just, whatever. You get what I mean. So yeah, if you ever get your hands on a Diezel Herbert, you are absolutely going to love this thing. And, in the used market, they're about 200 and change. If you get it new, they're going to be closer to 300. Then you have other options like the Victory Kraken, the KSR series. The Diezel Herbert, I think, is in the ballpark with those other preamp pedals also. And this thing is huge. I mean, just to give you an idea, if you have a Dire Wolf, that's the size that we're talking about. This thing is hugely, hugely different in size. But again, this is a preamp, so you can use any pedal with it. I've actually had this running into my Moore radar, which is this guy right here. If you haven't picked one up, you have to get one because you can actually use this. It's a cabinet simulator. So there's a bunch of different cabinets in here in pedal form. You just, here's a little dial. You can change everything on there. You can just use your headphones if you wanted to, or do what I do. I actually will run it out of my Headrush FRFR 112, which is 2,000 watts. So yeah, definitely. Again, I cannot stress that you should definitely get a Diezel Herbert. I mean, it's just an incredible pedal and definitely something you need to have in your arsenal because it's different than everything else that's out there. All right, guys, hey, again, thank you so much for watching. I have so many absolutely new subscribers that have been sending me, messages, and they're just like, hey, I've been watching your channel. It's different than some of the other ones. And, I'm kind of cheap like that, I don't have mics all over the place. It sounds the way it sounds. And that's it, son. You know what I'm saying? So, again, pick up the Diezel Herbert. If you ever get the chance to grab one, you're going to love it. And thank you so much for watching. For all you guys that are new, thank you. It's funny. I had this one guy who was like, I've been watching your channel for months, and I just realized that I'm not subscribed. So again, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much, guys. We finally hit 1,500 subscribers, which to me is a million. It just is, dude. I remember when there was 15, so it's a huge difference. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in NAMM 2022, because this guy isn't going this coming year or the following. Dude, no one even knows who I am. Anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. And as usual, this guy, we'll talk to you soon.